On Wednesday, May 28, 1958, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie the first laid the foundation stone for the construction of Qoqa Dam Hydroelectric project. To the speech of Major Asaf Alamma and Repression Commission, His Imperial Majesty answered as follows. Almighty God, in His infinite wisdom and bounty, has blessed our empire, Ethiopia, with various incomparable riches, not the least of which is the wealth of our country's water resource. The development of these resources has been our constant preoccupation, and we are today taking the first step in our program for the fullest utilization of this God-given gift for the benefit of our people, marking thereby the high place which we have ascribed to the matter of water resource in our overall planning. Unlike so many lands around her, Ethiopia has been specially blessed with an abundance of natural resource, and the prolific amount of her annual rainfall makes her filthy to be called the water tower of Horn of Africa. Millions of square miles of territory together with millions of human beings and their livestock depend on the water that flows from Ethiopia mountains, and from her comes more than 2/3 of the water of the Nile. It is the duty and privilege of this generation and of prosperity to conserve and develop this precious resource. To fail to do so will be to fail in our God-given responsibility. To fail to do so will be to fail in our God-given responsibility. In building dams for impounding these waters and utilizing the hydroelectric power to be secured from them, we are giving the powerful impetus to all the programs we have laid out for the economic development of our country. We are thereby protecting from erosion the rich and precious soil of our empire, and are storing up waters of irrigation for increasing our agricultural plantation potential. We are thus providing the necessary of industry through the generation of electric power, and finally, we are aiding the development of transportation in securing the means for its eventual electrification. The rapid growth of our population and the fast pace of our economic expansion call for the early fulfillment of this development program. The balance has been remarked for the establishment of a textile factory. These projects were chosen as being vital to raising the standard of living of any people. This project, which we see before us, is eloquent testimony to the great importance which we ascribe to hydroelectric and irrigation projects in our empire. The studies and exploratory work such as the painstaking complication and examination of rainfall records for nearly a generation, geological survey and borings, and exhaustive studies by electrical, hydraulic and construction engineers. The barrage has been so designed as to impound the maximum flow of the water available with the least possible inconvenience to the agricultural lands which surround it, and which lie below it on the Awash River. This dam, costing $20 million, will be capable, when completed, of generating 54,000 kilowatts of electric power. Today is a day of deep historic significance for inlaying this foundation stone. We are establishing for our beloved people a resource of wealth. This project constitutes the initial step both in the development and utilization of the water resource of our empire, and in the program designed by us for enhancing the progress and expansion of all fields of economic endeavor in our country: agriculture, industry, transportation, and communication. And we shall never cease to strive, as we have done in case of the resource of this Awash water, to exploit to the maximum each individual source of wealth which God Almighty in His mercy has bestowed upon us. It's our duty to see that yet other barrages are built in order to ensure that this bounty of providence does not go to waste and is utilized to the greater glory of His handwork. This project is but the first step in similar program we have in mind for the other water course of our empire, such as the Nile, with its volume and potentialities so vastly greater, as well as the Barrow, the Sadat, the Akobo, and the Wabil Chevalier. When we are thus tirelessly striving to ensure that the riches and blessings bestowed on our country by God in his generosity are put to use for the welfare and progress of our people. It becomes the duty and obligation of every citizen of our empire to assist us in the tasks which we have undertaken. We express our most profound gratitude to God Almighty for having inspired us to envisage this project and having enabled us to see it inaugurated. And on Saturday, July 19, in Debre Zeit, on the occasion of the Sardar birthday, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie the First made the following statement. This is the third occasion on which we celebrate our birthday. As we have started on previous occasion, the main objective of the development program which we have adopted for the welfare of our people is to preserve and document the wealth derived from our land, and agriculture being the base of our economy to increase the yield of our soil through maximum utilization. The forest resource of our empire constitutes one of the most important elements of wealth of our land. When our forests are properly conserved, they protect the fertile soil of Ethiopia from erosion. They render the landscape green and beautiful. But when forests are neglected and gradually destroyed, the wealth of our land is progressively reduced and the country slowly becomes bare and barren. Woodcutting is an important source of income for our rural population. But the needlessness of their tree cutting and their thoughtless misuse of our timber stands demonstrate clearly that they do not understand the great and far-reaching importance of preserving our forest. The use of trees are many and varied. Groves of trees protect our fields and plantations from being desiccated by the desert winds that blow from neighboring regions. During the summer months, they provide moisture and shade. If trees are not promptly planted to replace those being cut down from time to time, our constant effort to conserve and develop the wealth of our country for the welfare of present and future generations will be rendered ineffective and futile. We are greatly grieved to observe the many thousands of gashes of rich forest land being destroyed every year by reckless timber cutting, thoughtless forest burning, unregulated forest grazing, and other misuse of our forest wealth due to popular ignorance and desire for temporary advantage on the part of our people. It is a matter of grave concern for us that the forest wealth which God in His mercy has bestowed upon our country is thus being continually reduced and wasted. Hence, it becomes the duty and obligation of every single Ethiopian to become aware of the tremendous industrial and agricultural advantage to be derived from our forest resources, and to practice tree planting in order that our hills and plains which have been stripped of their wooded cover may once again be clothed in their green mantle. The existence or non-existence of forest wealth in a country is one of the most important factors influencing its development and progress. The increasing pace of deforestation and the falling days of timber in Ethiopia caused by unregulated tree cutting and a failure to replace this by a new planting gives us occasion for anxiety that a severe economic problem will confront the coming generation. It is essential that steps be taken here and now to stop this wastage and to check this destruction. In these days, when all nations of the world, in recognition of tremendous importance of forest wealth, have launched intensive program for forest conservation and reforestation, it behoves our country also to take the appropriate measure to solve this problem. It's our wish and our desire that each and every citizen of Ethiopia follow the example we set on this Arbor Day in planting this tree, and himself plant as many trees as he can for his own benefit as well as for the benefit of the future generation.